are now tuned in to Restoration to the Second Powers podcast, where we're living life with no walls. Today, you will be hearing the teachings of our spiritual guide, Regina L. Stillman. If you'd like to learn more about the fellowship, check out our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/restoration2. Also, if you'd like to make a donation, go to givelify.com and look for us at Restoration 2 or Cash App us at $R2Power. Now, everybody, throw your twos up and let's get lifted. Ho!
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I want to invite you and say thank you. I don't need to invite you, you're already here. But I want to say thank you and welcome you. That's where I'm trying to go today. To coming in to Let's Get Lifted. This is R2 Soulful Celebration that we're having on today. I want to welcome you to today's stream. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you're here. Listen, one reason I saw you can't stay, but you just wanted to check in, and thank you for hosting the stream. I appreciate you, sir. That's the bishop. In case you didn't know, that is the bishop of Twitch. Yes, I have dubbed him the bishop of Twitch, and I appreciate him. I absolutely positively do. Every time I turn around, one reason is blessing me. I appreciate you, sir. And you have a blessed day. And I understand you're sharing the stream, so hopefully you can hear a little bit here and there. Sister Caressa Key, come on in the room. Good afternoon, sis. I see you out there. I see you. I see you. I see you. This is a blessed sister right here. I appreciate her. And I do want to say, if you're in the house on next Sunday at 11 o'clock in the a.m., Spiritual Thought Leader will be with Jesus is the Way, non-denominational community church, 1230 Euclid Avenue at 11 o'clock a.m. Yes, I will be preaching there under the power of the Holy Ghost on next Sunday morning at 11 o'clock a.m. I want to welcome you there. Sister Caressa Key is a part of that fellowship there. I want to say good afternoon. I saw you beat TD Mom. She's in the house. And Sister Anita Harvey. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And as always, Rebel, that is my Ace Boon Coon, my number one, day one. She just is always there and I appreciate her. And the child is just anointed beyond belief. So listen, I appreciate those of you that are not in my stream talking at this particular point in time. I welcome you once again. This is our Sunday afternoon sermon series that I have every Sunday at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sheila Miles, I see you, sis. Good afternoon. I appreciate you for coming in the Lion's Den this afternoon. Much love to you. I've been talking about the vision, write the vision, make it plain. And one of the things that I said on the other day on Facebook, I believe it was, it's time for visions to speak. It's time. He said, write the vision and make it plain. That they that read it can run with it. It's time to let that vision speak. We've written it. We've made it plain. Now let the vision speak. Now, as we're getting ready to go, as we're moving into this new season in time, I keep telling you all, we're out of the age of law. We're out of the age of the ecclesia or the church, and we've come into the age of God. So as we go on and on, I want you to understand, oh, you're in Nevada. Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. You moved there. Blessings to you, sis. And you know, I love you and my singing baby. Those are my singers right there. God bless you. And thank you for letting me know. Cause you know, I'd have been looking for you cause you're always there. And God bless you there in Nevada. Thank you for tuning in today. Now, we've been talking about the vision. So we've written the vision. We've made it plain. Now it's time for the vision to speak. But I do want to talk on today, and this is an area that we usually do not address in ministry. This is not an area that we address in spirituality, but it needs to be addressed. And I do from time to time bring it out and begin to speak on it because it is necessary to understand seasons. So today, as we're talking about writing a vision and making it plain, I also am aware that we're coming into the last quarter. And that's what I said, I believe on Facebook yesterday or day before. It's the fourth quarter, y'all. October, November, December. It's the fourth quarter. Now let's finish strong. I understand I'm in competition right now, even with the Chiefs. How about those Chiefs? I'm in competition with the Chiefs right now, and that's okay. You can always go back and see this on demand. Cheer your friends on. Hopefully we're going to get it done today. Nonetheless, seasons. It's the season for football. Seasons. I see you, Rebel Chiefs in the house. And so I want to talk about seasons. It's a seasonal thing. There are things as we are moving in our vision, I want us to understand. One of those areas that I want to talk about, it's the fourth quarter of the year. Finish strong. It's the season of autumn. Now, autumn in the United States is often called and referred to as fall. And the reason why we call autumn fall is that in the United States, with the different seasons that we have here and the weather that we have across the United States, what we typically see through the time of fall are the leaves falling off the trees. And the earth really getting ready to rest itself. And I want to write this vision to you, even as you're writing your vision and moving forward. Today, I want to write this vision in your mind that there are seasons. And even as we're now in the season of fall, there comes a time when you got to prepare yourself and make ready for the appropriate season. So when I thought about fall, and fall is a beautiful time, y'all, when the leaves, and it's really the earth saying, I'm ready to rest. I'm ready to take a breather. I tell people all the time, even God rested. So as we look at 6 days he created, and on the seventh day, God said, I'm going to take a rest. I'm just going to rest. How many times in our lives do we train ourselves, if you will, that every 24-hour period, we've got to just chock it full of everything that we can possibly do. We've got to 24/7, 365. We've got to be doing something, and we don't look at seasons, nor do we look at rest. Today, I wanted to come here because as we are coming together and we're calling everybody's visions, come forth, come forth. This is the hour. This is the season. This is the time. I wanted to just stop because it is the beginning of fall. It is that time when I went out to the lake and just sat on yesterday, and I looked at all of the different colors that are starting to take place. And yes, even that, as the leaves are dying, what we call dying and getting ready to fall off the trees, the different colors of the leaves are indicative of what's in that tree. So when you see vibrant colors of red, when you see vibrant colors of orange, when you see different vibrant colors of yellow, it's identifying what's in that tree. You see those real vibrant colors are because there's sugar in that sap in the tree. And that sugar gives the color of a leaf as it's going into its place of dormancy before it falls and disconnects from the tree to the ground. It is showing all of that full vibrant color because the sap and the sugar in that tree is being manifested in that leaf. I want us to understand, regardless of our season of life and our season of time, wherever we're at, I just want you to know, baby and beloved, even then, we're going to see what's in you and what you're made of at all of those different junctures in the road. That's not a negative necessarily. It's just an opportunity because listen, I got fall this year, and if the Lord allows the cycle to come back around, I'll go through winter where everything goes dormant. Then I'll go through spring where everything starts blooming. Then I'll go through summer where everything's fully alive. And then the cycle starts over and over again. And I want you all to understand that in the spirit, that so many things that God is teaching us, first the natural and then the spiritual, is how to understand your cycles and how to understand your flow. I'm looking and I'm identifying, even as we're coming into this season of fall, and I'm listening and I'm encountering different of my friends, different of my loved ones, and I sense fatigue. I sense fatigue. And listen, this isn't a message that's getting ready to beat you down. God is your strength. God is your this and God is your that. Understand that your body, as in nature, your spirit, as in nature, your emotions, as in nature, you go through cycles and seasons. So as we understand, each of those seasons continue to allow us to see what is spiritual thought leader really made of. Have you ever had that season and experience where, man, I thought I was made of this, and then this season comes and it manifests for me. Oh, okay. I thought I was made of this, but I needed a little more character building. I needed a little more manifestation of whatever, and it comes forth. I don't have to make it. It just comes forth. And you begin to realize, okay, I see where I am. And that's the beauty even about fall. When you have the budding of the leaves and then the leaves bloom and they cover everything, your visibility is shortened. But when fall comes and the beauty of the leaves, that whatever is in that tree begins to manifest in the leaves, and then the leaves fall off the tree, that's the time, if you realize, that's the time when you can see the farthest, because there's no obstruction of your view. There's no obstruction of your vision. You're able to look and see for miles and miles and miles what before, when the leaves were there, when it had budded and the leaves were there and it was in full bloom, and you could only see so far and very limited in distance because those leaves were obstructing your view. I want you to understand that even in the fall season, there's a beauty in fall that happens because your visibility begins to expand. You begin to see, yes, I just came through summer. Yes, I just came through spring even before summer. And now I'm moving into the place of fall. And as the leaves are falling and I'm becoming dormant, or things seem like they start to move just a little bit slower. Why does it move a little slower? Why does it happen a little bit slower? Because temperatures begin to drop. That temperature begins to lower. And you know, temperature, anytime you heat something up, when you heat it up, those molecules begin to move faster and faster and faster. The more you heat it, the faster it moves. But then when you begin to decrease that temperature, then it begins to slow down in its motion because it's cooling off. And eventually when you get to where it's frozen, it ain't moving at all, because all of those molecules, and yes, I won't say at all, but visibly, those molecules are frozen in a place where there's almost no activity whatsoever. That, beloved, is what I want to talk to you about today, even in writing this vision and make it plain. As we begin to go forth in what God has called you to do, and you are called, you are anointed, you are appointed, I want you to pay attention. Y'all know I say that every morning, Tuesday through Friday. Pay attention, saints, pay attention. You too have seasons. You also need to identify where you're at in your movement. Now, how did we get to fall? How did we get here? The autumnal equinox, and you got equinoxes and you have solstices. So if you understand, you have two equinoxes that happen in the year, and you also have a solstice in the winter and you have a solstice in the spring. What do those things deal with? Well, if you understand, an equinox is when you have sun rays that are hitting the northern hemisphere hemisphere and the southern hemisphere at an equal amount. You get just as much in the north of the rays from the sun as you get in the south. It's all equalized. There's a season where you're coming through where God puts you in an equinox where everything is perfectly balanced. Now, like, what did I say? 365 days out of the year, you get 2 of them where you're actually equal. So I want you to understand there's often in your life going to be what seems to be a balance and a tendency towards one way or another. Now, so depending on that time and season in your life, some of you are like, oh man, I thought my whole life was going to be right here on this level plane. I got Jesus in my life. I got God at the helm. I should be at this place right here all the time. I'm going to say it once more and again. You get 2 equinoxes where the rays are equally divided, totally equally, 2 times out of the year. You get the same amount of sun in the north as you do in the southern hemisphere. But what you tend to have mostly is dependent on not the equinoxes, but the solstices. What is a solstice? That solstice is the longest day and the shortest day of the years. And then in between that, there's that constant tilt. There's that constant shift. There's that constant change. Because listen, God has you consistently changing and moving. Then, spiritual thought leader, what's the purpose of this whole teaching on today? I want you to understand that your life also is not static. Your life also is not stuck in one spot. Your life isn't just one thing. You're going to have something where, bam, you have that shortest day. It's like, man, all the daylight was like bam, 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 and it was gone. Then you're going to have that longest day where it's night. There's more dark than there is light. And this is where I want you to understand what's in you, and the power that's holding you never changes. Understand cycles. So then if I'm in, some of you need to hear me, because you might be saying, I'm in that longest day. Mufasa, come on in the room. I love you, sir. If I'm in that longest day, which happens in the winter time. Yes, when everything's at rest, when it's completely cold, when it seems like the sun has hidden its face from me right now, and I'm in that longest day. Understand, that's just a solstice. That's not for you to lose yourself and come unglued, because there's only going to be one day of the longest day. Are you hearing me? There's going to be one day of the longest day. There's going to be one day of a winter solstice. That day is going to be the longest, where the darkness is there longer than the light. You're going to have a place in your life, beloved. I'm not going to lie to you. And I think this is some of the delusion that people come into when they come into partnership with God and begin that journey of spirituality. We get this euphoric mindset that's like, man, every day is going to be nothing but daylight, nothing but sunshine. No, beloved, that's not reality, because first natural and then the spiritual. I just come to tell you today, though, when you get into that winter solstice, when you get into that place where it's frigid, when you get into that place where it's cold, when you get into that place where it's dark outside, when you get to that place where you haven't seen day for a minute, you get in that place and it's like, Lord, I thought over here all I was supposed to see was sunshine, because you brought the sunshine. Yes, he brought the sunshine, but he also brought the winter solstice. Am I talking to anybody? He also brought the longest day that has the most darkness in it, and it's still God. It's still the Holy Ghost. It's still life. It's still a flow. There's still a move. Because listen, beloved, God's going to counter that at some day, where it's going to be like, bam, the shortest day of the year. And man, here we are. Spring has sprung. And all of a sudden, I've got my spring solstice. And Lord Jesus, now life is back. Vim and vitality is back. Daylight is back. All of these things that I can see clearly now. Oh, yes, March winds and April showers are now bringing May flowers, and life is buzzing. And I look out and the birds are coming back. I look out and the flowers are starting to bud. I look out and I see daylight. And now, you know, they have what they have diagnosed as seasonal affective disorder, meaning that a lot of times when we get into that winter solstice and when we get into those winter seasons and that time of year, there are people that because the sun is not shining, seasonal affective disorder, that sun is not shining and the night seems longer than the day. Those are the times that people get in their feelings and get in their emotions and start getting distressed and start getting perplexed and start getting depressed. All of these things begin to happen. And I want you to understand, while I recognize there are people that experience that, I want us to realize if we would just embrace it, it's just a fleeting moment of a season. It's just a fleeting moment of an experience. It's just a fleeting moment of that's natural that God created because he intended for me to have rest right here. He intended for me to slow it down. He intended for me to do some personal care. He intended for me to do some self-care. And instead of taking that time for self-care, instead of taking that time to shut it down, because we've taught you all to keep moving, you got to be busy 24/7, 365. You got to be. The next thing you know, because you've not rested efficiently, the next thing you know, because you're not effective in knowing how 6 days to work, 1 day to rest, you don't have that proportion of rest going on in your life. You don't have that proportion of rest and slowing down in your ministry. You don't have that opportunity to just step back and let the leaves fall off the trees so you can get a vision farther than what you had when the leaves were on there. We've taught you all to just keep running, just keep burning, just keep turning, just keep churning, just stay. And the reality of it is, the reason why God made the seasons and the reason why God gave you the equinox and the reason why God gave you the solstice, he was trying to show you first natural, then the spirit. There are times when you need to be completely even. There's times when you need to be completely level. There's times when everything needs to come in exactly same. But then there are more days that are going to have a tilt towards one way or another. But just because it's tilting one way or the other, that's not your reason to fall apart. That's not your season to fall down. That's not your time to become disillusioned. That's not your time to become depressed. What did God give it to me for? God said, I want you to know balance. Balance says you got to know when to hold them. Yes, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Now somebody's like, no, she's talking about the gambler. I'm talking about you need to have balance in your life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. God understood that there's a season of spring. God understood there's a season of summer. God understood there's a season of fall. God understood there's a season of winter. And I want you to become balanced. I want you to become that person that has the ability to still show them what you're made of in the springtime. But then you can show them what you're made of in the summertime when the heat is on. And then you can show them what you're made of when the leaves start to fall and things start to go dormant. Because again, beloved, it's a cycle. It's going to come around again. Don't try to, this is a thing. We too many times, and I heard the pastor where I was at today, he said, y'all still shouting on yesterday's blessing. Y'all still shouting on what God did yesterday. Can you ask God? Can you believe God? Can you receive a new blessing for today? I want you all to have some expectation. I want you to become pregnant with something that's forward looking, not always looking back. I want you to look forward. So then if I understand seasons change, seasons tell me I cannot continue to run at this pace, but I've got to come to a place where even in what God has called me to do, I know how to slow myself down. I know how to move in the season of fall. I know how to take that that time where the leaves have fallen off the tree. I know how to, number one, first assess my leaves. Did I see sugar in my leaves? Did I see something that manifested that the sap and the syrup in this tree has sugar in it? Did my leaves turn into a bright, vibrant color? Did I see the beautiful reds? Did I see the beautiful purples? Did I see the beautiful oranges? Or did my leaves just die and fall off? What is inside of me, and what are my leaves identifying that is inside of me and what I'm made of? I'm going to take what I see in my leaves falling off in autumn, and I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to see farther than I've seen before when the leaves were on the tree. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? That's not my time to sit down and say, oh, I don't have anything to do. That's your opportunity for vision. That's your opportunity to see forward. That's your opportunity to see what was all around you but hidden by the leaves during the spring and the summer. That's your time to look around and say, listen, and I'm planning for my next move. I'm planning for my next blessing. I'm planning for my next business. I'm planning for whatever it is. I'm writing the vision and making it plain. That's not my lay down and be depressed time. That's my time to plan. That's my time to get in mind. And how shall I move forward from here? We're in the fourth quarter, and we're going to have a strong finish as we come into the fall and then begin to flow into, and that's really what identifies, if those don't understand, how are the seasons marked. Now, I understand that meteorologists like to keep it a steady date. Meteorologists, because it's easy to track, to say it starts on this day, it starts on that day. But the reality of it is, each of these seasons are identified by those two equinoxes. Yes, those two times where the sun and the rays of the sun hit the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere equally. Those days mark a new season. And then those 2 days where I have the longest day of daylight and the day that I have the shortest of daylight. That's where we get the changing of the seasons. And I want you, even as we've been talking about, the pandemic has really told us to shift. It was the sound, as we said, when I began to listen, even as I'm shifting a standard transmission. How do I know when to shift the gears? By the sound. Even those that said, oh, a tornado came through my town. How did I know a tornado was coming? By the sound. It sounded, the wind sounded like a train. How do I know even the move of God? And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind. I'm trying to tell you, so many times the sound is telling you. So when you have that longest day, when you have that shortest day, when you have those equal days, that is the sound from heaven telling you the season is changing. Your season is moving. Your season is doing something else. Stop trying to have winter in the summer. Stop trying to have fall in the spring, because you won't pay attention to the signs and the seasons. The seasons are telling you it's time for you to shift. Okay, we coming out of fall and we're moving into winter. Shift. Okay, we're coming out of winter and we're coming back into spring. Shift. Okay, we're coming out of spring and we're going back into summer. Shift. Okay, summer has ended and it's time to rest again. Shift. And I'm telling you, you've got to get that cycle. It's got to be cyclical in your life. Stop trying to live a one-dimensional, one-season life. That's not reality. Life is not one season that just goes on perpetually. Baby, you gonna have winter. Baby, you gonna have spring. You're gonna have summer, and you're gonna have fall in your life. And each of those are signs to tell you it's a sound from heaven telling you how to react. And I want you to understand, don't beat yourself down. I don't care if the people tell you, oh, girl, you need to be up here. You represent God. Listen, there is a time time for fall. There is a time and a season to everything under the heaven. There's a purpose for it all. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to dance, a time to mourn. Listen, those seasons, and this is why people get so messed up in their journey with God. They want to make everything be the same. It's not, beloved. That's the first natural, then spiritual. That's not even a natural concept. It's going to change. Everything must change. The young become old. Listen, I want you to understand this is all because of change in cycles and systems. You've got to learn how to let your life flow freely with the change that God brings in your life. Stop trying to resist the fall, and when it's time to move out of summer, stop trying to say, no, God, I want summer. I don't like it when it gets cold. I don't like it when it gets dark, long at night. I don't like it. Baby, it's a natural part of the process. And this is what I want to say to release some of you. Some of you are in fall. Some of you are in the dead of winter. Some of you are having that winter solstice where it's the longest day with so much night attached to it, so much darkness attached to it. Don't let somebody try to make you, honey, sing for your joy has come. I'm not saying your joy is not there, because if you understand the season, you're going to have joy when it's winter. You're going to have joy when it's fall. You're going to have joy when it's spring. You're going to have joy when it's summer, because it's all life. And I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. But understand, I'm in a cold place right now. I'm in a dark place right now. I'm in a place where I need to go outside and get some wood and bring it into the house and make a fire instead of it just being hot on its own. Understand your season, baby. Don't let anybody put you in a trick bag where you're in winter and they trying to make you act like you're in summer. Baby, I'm in winter. I know where I am, and I know who's in winter with me. Whatever season I'm in, whatever place of life, whatever time of life, God is right here with me, because he'll never leave me. He'll never forsake me. But I don't have to put on a show for you, baby. I don't have to put a show on for you, beloved. I'm in my winter season. My winter season says it's cold. My winter season said there's a darkness that I can't change the time. There is something about that winter solstice. It's going to be the longest day of the year with the longest amount of night attached to it. I can't change that. That's what God created. But one thing I can do, I understand, even if I talk about the cold, even if I talk about the night, weeping may endure for the night, but joy, oh my God, joy comes in the morning. So even in that summer solstice, even in that winter solstice, whichever place I find myself in, I still have joy, because I know it endures but for a moment. And after a while, a change is going to come. And really what it's telling me is to shift. Yes, it's telling me to shift. When I get to that equinox, it's telling me to shift. When I get to that summer solstice, it's telling me to shift. Or the spring solstice, when I get to that winter, it's telling me to shift. And that's what I've got to learn how to do. Stop trying to be one-dimensional. Everything is right here. No, baby, that's not realistic. And that's where we start putting on all kinds of airs, trying to appear to the people. This is the way I am because this is what y'all expect me to be. I don't have to worry about what you expect me to be. I don't have to act out who you want me to be. I know whose I am, and I know who created me. I know my seasons. I'm not confused. And when you know your seasons, I'm telling you, it will bring you out of the depression. It will bring you out of the confusion. It will bring you out of the derision. It will bring you out of the extreme fatigue and burnout where I just don't even want to do it no more. Why? Because people have not understood the seasons and the times that are changing. But you got to know, where does God have me right now? Listen, my best friend may be in summer, but I may be in winter. My next friend might be in spring, and the other person might be in autumn. We may not go through the same thing at the same time, but seasons will change. Am I talking to anybody? Seasons will change. Listen, I gotta write this vision and make it plain, because too many times we put folks in that trick bag. Too many times we put ourselves in that trick bag. And I'm telling you, beloved, you got to understand. You got to have it clear. You got to know where you are. Don't let nobody call you out. They are not in your shoes. Man looks on the outward appearance, but God knows your heart, and God knows what you're going through. And just because it's summer in your life, don't automatically assume it's summer in everybody else's life. While you're enjoying the heat and you're enjoying the beach of summer, somebody's in the wintertime. Am I talking to anybody? Somebody's in the dead of winter, and it's dark and cold. And that's where the word says, we then that are strong, we got to bear the infirmities. And when I say weak, I'm not calling the person that's in the winter weak. I'm not calling the person that's in fall weak. I'm saying that's just their season. There's no negative. Listen, sometimes we need to get away from these positive, negative ideas of good and bad, and just say it is what it is. It is what it is. Am I talking to anybody? I see you, sis. You ready for your season? Your season is here. And can I say this? And I'm going to say this very, very sincerely. When we talk about my season, we want a season that is feel good, if I can call it that. If I'm in spring, that's my season. If I'm in summer, that's my season. Can I break it down like this? If I'm in spring and everything's blooming, everything's happening, I see it getting ready to jump off. I see it getting ready to happen. I see it. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. That's my season. When it actually manifests in the summer, when it gets hot, when it's hot, baby, when it's smoking. Oh, that's where we like it. And that's the season most of. Oh, I want that season. I want that season. I want that season. It's smoking. I want that season. Summertime. No, y'all trying to sing summertime and sip some pina colada. No, summertime, that's your season too, but that's not your only season. When you've gone through that summertime and everything's hot and everything's jumping and everything's heated up and really going, and it's oh my God, let's take a vacation and let's go here and let's experience that. Take your clothes off, and because it's warm. It's hot. That's what I want. But baby, when you get through that cycle and the autumnal equinox hits, and we hit that day where it's just as much sun on the northern hemisphere as there is on the southern hemisphere. It's the same. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Ooh, I'm walking in balance. Ooh. Everything done leveled out. But I told you, what is it? It's a sign. It's a sound and a sign that says, okay, autumn has come. And now that autumn has come and everything was equal, now the very next day, stuff starts to shift to the other side. Am I talking to anybody? The very next day, it starts to shift to the other side. But the other side is not bad, because autumn is not bad. And autumn is my season too. When the leaves start to change, I said this earlier, you see those colors in the leaves, it identifies what's in that tree. If that tree has sugar in the sap, those leaves are going to be bright reds, bright oranges, bright purples, because it shows what's in that tree, in that leaf, before it falls down to the ground and becomes no more. So you get to see what's in you. But I also purport that autumn is the time. Fall, that's why they call it fall. All the leaves are falling. Fall is that time you can see farther than you've ever seen before. If you look out during fall and winter, when there's nothing impeding your vision, you can see. Unhindered, you can see. And that's why so many times, oh man, we preach and we teach y'all want that summer experience. Y'all want that summertime. Y'all want that summertime. And the living is easy. Y'all want that summertime. And at the end of the day, you want that summertime, but you can't see distance in summertime because your vision is impaired. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking, Sister May. You can't see far because those leaves, all of that life, all of that growth, all of those flowers, all of that beauty that you're eating up, all of the butterflies that are landing on the flowers and all of the bees that are buzzing and all of that's going on, and y'all love that. But your vision is limited. You can only see a certain distance in that. But when fall comes and you stop all the buzzing of the bees and you stop all the butterflies and the leaves fall off the tree, you can see clearly in winter and fall. And that's your time to plan. That's your time to heal. That's your time to rest. That's actually what the earth is doing. The earth is saying, just like God worked 6 days and on the seventh day he rested. The earth said, we're going to rest too. And God is telling you today, as you write your vision and make it plain, understand the need to pay attention to the seasons, and these seasons of fall and these seasons of winter that come in your life. They serve a purpose, and it's still your season. It's still your season. It's still your season. And when you deny your season for what it is, and you refuse to embrace it and accept it, hey, I'm in my winter right now. You know, I see all of y'all in the summer. I see y'all in the summer, and man, it looks good. But I'm not going to fret. I'm not going to despair because my summer's coming. But right now, I'm in my season, and it's my time, and I embrace it. That I'm in my winter, and it is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's still my season. Hey, Shelly Thunder, I see you. Crazy Berrytown, I saw you come in. Brother Nathan Lamont, I saw you. Sister May Solomon, I see you. And I'm getting ready to get out of here, but I want you to understand this must be understood, or you will burn yourself out prematurely. Hear me. If you don't understand and you don't learn how to embrace all of your seasons as having been given to you and divinely appointed and designed by God, if you don't embrace all of your seasons, you will prematurely burn out. I don't care how much you love God. I don't care how much you love your calling. Come on, Sister Mary Patterson. I see you, two tambourines. I don't care how much you love your calling. I don't care how much you love your God. If you do not embrace all of your seasons, if you insist, I'm in spring and I refuse to move. If you insist, I'm in summer and I refuse to move. I refuse to go into fall. I refuse to go into winter. Baby, you will be imbalanced and you will burn out. Because it brings a balance, the fruit of the spirit of temperance we really don't talk about. We often don't even understand. Baby, you need balance. All of these other things that you got going on in your life and all of the things that God has given you in vision, beautiful, but you need balance. You need balance. And so thus we have an autumnal equinox. The autumn says we got to have some balance right here. But then the next day, the very next day, it starts tilting the other direction. Am I talking to anybody? And I'm not tripping on the tipping. And you will fall in another way. Come on, you will, Mary. You said the word right there. Because it's as we understand, it's a cycle. When you get into a cycle, come on, Sister Caressa, we need it. We need it. When you get into a cycle, you know that it's coming back around again. I don't have to cling on to something and hang on to it for dear life and refuse to move. That's like a kid saying, I don't want to be potty trained. I want to wear these Pampers from now until I got a pamper on. I don't need to. It's a cycle of learning and maturing and growth. Baby, the Pampers were okay for a season and for a time, but I need you to come out of the pamper. It's time to come out of the pamper and move on to the next season. Knowing that, listen, and I heard, listen, I want you to understand this. We don't want to think about it. But listen, some of us over 50 and 60 can testify to that little toddler that you want that pamper on. Just keep living. Just keep living. And that pamper gonna be on again if you ain't careful. And I'm not trying to listen. Sometimes right now when I travel, I'll be like, do I need a Depend? What do I need? How far am I going? How long am I going to be? Where's the Depends? Yes, there was a season and a time. And just like the understanding of cycles, beloved, cycles. There are those cycles in life. Stop trying to resist what God gave you as natural and be healed and just live your life. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Just be healed and live your life. Embrace it all. My goodness, why can't I enjoy? I went on yesterday, parked my car, walked down the ravine and just sat next to the water and listened. I watched the butterflies. It's fall. You can actually hear the leaves falling through the trees. You hear what I'm saying? Close your eyes and this is what I did yesterday. It's fall and I'm enjoying every minute of fall. The minutia of fall, every small iota of fall. I'm enjoying it. Why would I be sitting up to, oh no, not to fall again. Enjoy it. And when winter comes, I'm going to enjoy that too. When spring then comes back around, I'm going to enjoy that too. And then when summer comes back around, and what I want to tell you all, stop. Even in the natural, I know some of us, because listen, you create the fruit of your lips. Oh, I hate the winter. Why? God made it, and there's an absolute reason and a purpose why God made it, and everything God made was good. Oh, I hate the winter. Why? Why are you hating what God created? Because you have not learned how to embrace the fullness of everything that God has given you in it. You're looking and focused. It's focus. It's focus. It's all about your focus. You're focused on this and you're missing all of this other. You're missing so many other things and choosing to hate something that God made because you're focused on one element. You're focused on one area. Come on, enjoying the fall doesn't mean I'm falling, BTD mom. You better come on and preach a word. So at the end of the day, why? Every day that God gives us is a great day. Why would we bemoan any of it? Oh, I hate this day. I hate that. Baby, I love all the days. I love all the days because I could have been dead. I could have been sleeping in my grave. I could have went on. And that's okay to be absent from the body, be present with the Lord. But I'm enjoying living. I'm not trying to hurry up and get nowhere quickly. I'm taking my time and I'm enjoying the trip. You want winter and fall. Come on here, Pink Assassin. And at the end of the day, as I said, all of the seasons are yours. Enjoy them to the fullest. Make the fullest out of every moment of life. Seize it. I'm not even going to sit in my winter waiting for spring. Baby, I'm not waiting on spring. I'm enjoying winter while I'm in it. Am I talking to anybody? I'm enjoying winter while I'm in it. I'm not sitting there waiting on spring, and I'm not in spring waiting on summer. I want us to begin to understand life and life more abundantly. A lot of times we think, oh, we're going to have more of this. I'm going to have more money. I'm going to have a bigger house. I'm going to have that life and life more abundantly. Listen, life and life more abundantly is when you can appreciate every single millisecond that God has put life in your body. That's life and life more abundantly. And then bring what God has given you into all of your being and experience it to the fullest. First and foremost, experience yourself to the fullest. Experience God to the fullest. And then experience your environment to the fullest. Baby, that's life and life more abundantly. Come on, Pink Assassins. That's all you got to do is trust the process. Trust the process, because the cycle, God has governed it and given it for a reason. Do you understand? It's for a reason. You need to rest. You need to let the earth rest. You need to allow the earth to rejuvenate itself, the same way that you need to rejuvenate yourself. I want us to come on in here, 440 Shorty. I love you, sis. Come on. Thank you for hosting the stream. I want you to understand, even as you write the vision and make it plain, don't get early burnout because you don't know how to go through the seasons. Don't get early burnout because you won't go through the seasons. I'm going to say it once more and again because somebody needs to hear this. Don't get early burnout because you won't go through all the seasons. You get 2 equinoxes and only 2 out of 365 days. You get 2 solstices and only 2 out of 365 days. That's 4 days out of 365 days that you're either going to have a very long day, a very short day, and 2 days that are completely equal. But other than that, your life is going to be on a tilt. But that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy on the tilt. Come on, am I talking to anybody? Learn how to live life on the tilt. Because that's a reality. 2 days equal, 2 days balanced, and then 1 long, 1 short. That's it. Everything else is on the tilt. Learn, I got to rest on my tilt. That's why he gave you those other seasons. And as we come into fall, I feel like somebody needs to hear this word because you need rest. You need a break. You need self-care. You need to just breathe. You need to just exhale. There's nothing wrong with exhaling. Bless you, Sister Caressa. Love you. It's nothing wrong with exhaling. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. You need to. I don't care how much they tell you. I'd rather rust out. I'd rather wear out than rust out. Baby, I ain't trying to out, period. I ain't trying to rust or wear. I want to live. And so as we come into a different journey, a different place, the vision speaking, make sure you got that balance, y'all. Make sure you got that balance. Thank you so much for the biddies, BTD Mom. I appreciate you. Make sure you got that balance. I'm about ready to get out of here and we're going to stream. We're going to raid somebody else's stream, but hear the word of the Lord. And I try to be extremely sensitive to the spirit when I talk. And I hear the spirit saying, somebody, it's autumn. You need to rest. It's time to start going dormant. It's time to let those leaves fall off the tree. Let them change colors. Let them drop. Come on. You needed that this week and you feel so much better from it. And Pink Assassins, I'm telling you, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you so much for the biddy. I love you, Sister Caressa. Listen, and I want y'all to hear, you will be so much the better because of it. One last time, 6 days and God rested. The earth rests. That's why we have the seasons. And I'm telling you, even in the midst of your vision and even in the midst of you shining your light on them, you need rest too. And that's what allows your light to be brighter. Can I tell you that? Because when you get overly tired, overly exhausted, and overly extended, you will begin to dim. So as we, honey, it's harvest. He knows when it's time to bring it home. He knows when it's time to rest. Come on here, Tall Pumps. Come on, that's my friend. I love you, sis. Thank you for coming on in the stream. So I hope you receive this word in the same spirit that it's given. You got 2 solstices, 1 long day, 1 short day. You got 2 equinoxes, The rest of that time you're living on a tilt. And that's all good. And it's all God. I love you guys. Thank you, 440 Shorty. I love seeing you here. God bless you. Listen, all my days are better days. Is anybody listen? All of my days are gonna be better days. Today's a good day. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. The day after that's gonna be a good day, and the day after that is gonna get, and it's just gonna get better and better. Every day is a good day because this is the day that God has made, and we're going to rejoice and we're going to be, hey, there's my cousin Valerie. If God rested, who am I to think that you don't need to? I need somebody to get that word down in your shondo and enjoy your season. That's it, Sheila. Come on, Valerie. Come on, Sheila. Enjoy the season because there's beauty in it. I guarantee you, every single season has its own beauty. Find it and enjoy it because it's there. I love y'all with the love of God. Y'all follow the raid wherever my moderator is going to take us after this. But I appreciate you for coming in here. I hope you received this word because this is real. This is real. This is a real word. This isn't about trying to hype you up and make you get all excited and swing from the rafters and jump and shout. This is words to preserve your life, to preserve your ministry, to preserve your happiness, to preserve your sanity, to preserve your spirituality. You've got to experience those seasons and just let them be. Let them flow. Let them go. And enjoy every season that comes your way. Crazy Berrytown, you know I love you, sis. I love you so much. I just don't even know what to say. I love every last one. You shouting, come on here, BT, girl, don't mess with me, BTD mom, because you know it does not take too much of anything to get a buck out of me, because I will go in. I will go in. With that being said, Crazy Berrytown, she is a streamer. I want you all to follow her. She does Zumba. She will Zumba you to Zion and Zumba your body right. I want you all to check out Crazy. And she's a beautiful spirit. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spirit. Go out there and follow her. One Reason had to go out, but he was streaming. He shared the stream and hosted it on his channel. I want you all to follow One Reason. This brother, I'm telling you, he will bless your whole entire life with good music and good word and just a good spirit. I call him the Bishop of Twitch. He really, really is. And I just love him. And to everybody here on today, I love you. I just can't say that enough. And it's not mere words. I really, really love you all. And look out, because you're getting ready to see God do something. It's going to be off the chains. That's why I need you to get this message today about all your seasons, especially your seasons to rest. It's got to be balanced. We've got to be balanced. We've got to be balanced so we don't jack this thing up. And we're not going to. We got this. We got this. So incorporate your winter, incorporate your fall into those other 2 seasons and enjoy them just as much, because God gave you all that and then some. I love y'all. I really, really do. And God bless you. And we out of here. See you at 6 o'clock. Yes, you with friends. I'll be back with my friends. We'll be chatting on tonight for anybody that's available at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Shelly Thunder, I appreciate you, sis. And please copy the raid message. Come on, my mods, my moderators, Shelly Thunder, the Rebel Inc. I love you guys. You guys are the absolute best. And I love you so much too. See me back at 6 o'clock with my friends, and we're going to have a titillating discussion on this evening. I love you. And we out of here. Peace for your journey.